In a turn of events no one saw coming, the internet is in absolute shock as Papoose breaks his silence, unleashing a firestorm of accusations that has the entire hip-hop world spinning. That's right, Papoose has exposed Eazy The Block Captain for allegedly using none other than Remy Ma. The betrayal runs deeper than anyone could have imagined. Just when fans thought things had calmed down between this explosive triangle, this jaw-dropping revelation has ignited a whole new level of drama that no one was prepared for. Rumors had been bubbling beneath the surface for months, whispers of manipulation, calculated moves, and secret motives. But now, Papoose isn't just whispering anymore. He's speaking loud and clear, and what he's saying has sent shockwaves across social media, splitting fans, families, and even close friends right down the middle. Sources close to the family claim Papoose was holding back, trying to protect Remy Ma even after their public fallout. But it seems that patience has finally run out. In a furious outburst that insiders are calling unfiltered and devastatingly honest, Papoose lays it all bare, claiming Eazy never loved Remy, that everything he did was a calculated move to boost his own clout, rise in battle rap, and break into the mainstream spotlight on her back. And that's not all. Papoose even hinted at text messages, recordings, and screenshots that prove Eazy's intentions were never pure. Allegedly, Eazy even laughed about Remy behind closed doors, calling her easy to control and useful for now. Fans are raging. People who once shipped this couple are now turning their backs, wondering how deep this manipulation really goes. Remy, caught in the middle, hasn't made an official statement, but sources say she's devastated, blindsided, and questioning everything. Close friends have reportedly rushed to her side, while others are asking the hard questions. Was this love, or a setup from day one? The internet is on fire. Family ties are breaking, and fans are demanding the truth. What really happened? Behind closed doors, how long was Remy being played? And why did Papoose choose this moment to finally speak out? It all started with a single interview, a casual appearance that was supposed to be about music, legacy, and the future of hip-hop. But in the world of Remy Ma, Papoose, and Eazy The Block Captain, nothing is ever just simple. That interview, it lit the first match in what would soon become an emotional explosion. The video had barely been live for 10 minutes before fans started to notice something was off. Papoose, normally reserved, composed, and fiercely private, was different. He wasn't the calm, cool husband fans had always admired. He looked tired, agitated, his voice carried a sharpness that wasn't just about hip-hop, it was personal. And as the conversation shifted towards his relationship with Remy Ma and her recent public connection to Eazy, everything changed. With millions tuned in, Papoose paused, glanced at the camera, and said the words that broke the internet. "Y'all keep asking if I'm good with what's going on. Let me say this. I ain't never been okay with a man using my wife as a stepping stone." Boom. Just like that, the silence was broken. Fans were stunned. The comment section exploded. And within minutes, social media platforms from Twitter to TikTok were flooded with reposts, reaction videos, and conspiracy threads. But behind that chilling sentence lay months, no years of quiet tension, masked emotions, and a painful unraveling of trust that no one on the outside had seen coming. The perfect hip-hop couple Remy and Papoose had survived prison bids, the industry grind, public scrutiny, and more. But nothing, it seems, could prepare them for Eazy The Block Captain. Let's rewind the clock just a little. At first, it was innocent enough. Eazy and Remy Ma met during the filming of a battle rap project. Remy was executive producing. She was the boss, and Eazy just a rising star trying to make his mark. But insiders say the chemistry between them was undeniable from day one. They clicked too fast, a former crew member told us. Way too fast. Remy, known for being fiercely loyal and focused, began showing up more and more on set, not just during filming, but before and after. Too easy. He started calling her Rem, like they were longtime friends. People noticed. At first they brushed it off, but the signs were their lingering glances, inside jokes, playful touches that didn't belong in professional settings. And Papoose, he noticed, too. "You think I don't see what's happening?" Papoose reportedly told a close friend. "I ain't stupid. I've been around too long. I see a snake when one's slithering up." Still, Papoose stayed silent, hoping the storm would pass. But behind the scenes, the foundation of trust was already cracking. Private conversations between Remy and Papoose became arguments, then silence, then cold avoidance. The love's still there, but now tainted. Then came the Bet Awards incident. The world thought it was just a brief moment caught on camera, a flash. But what fans saw was more than just red carpet awkward. Was a coded message. Remy showed up without Papoose. Eazy was in the crowd, and Pap, nowhere to be seen. "I'm not gonna walk a carpet where my wife walks with another man's name in her mouth more than mine," he allegedly said. Things went downhill fast. Over the next few weeks, fans began noticing odd behavior from Remy's team. Social media activity was inconsistent. Her normally active fan pages were unusually quiet. Papoose's posts, once full of romantic captions and throwbacks, became cryptic. One post simply read, "They play you close to study you, then use what they learn against you." The caption, "Be careful who you build with." But nothing prepared fans for what came next. In a private audio clip leaked to several hip-hop pages, Papoose could be heard on a heated phone call with someone identified only as B. In the clip, Papoose's voice trembled not with fear, but with rage. "I gave her everything. Man, loyalty, patience, love, and he took all that, weaponized it. He never cared about her. He used her, bro, used her." When the clip went viral, the internet erupted. People were divided. Some blamed Eazy, calling him an opportunist. Others blamed Remy for betraying the realest one in her life. But what no one expected was Papoose's receipts, yes, cringe, messages, and even security footage. Sources say Papoose had been quietly collecting proof for months. He never wanted it to come to this. But betrayal has a way of pushing even the most loyal men to the edge. And according to insiders, the final straw was a secret meeting between Eazy and a record label executive where Remy's name was allegedly used as leverage. He said he got her wrapped, the insider revealed. He said she'd sign off on anything he needed because she thinks it's love. If true, this wasn't just betrayal. It was manipulation on a psychological level. As the days went on, Papoose's inner circle started coming forward. One close friend posted a story that read, "He stood by her when the world turned its back, and this is what she let happen. SMH. Others weren't as subtle." A cousin of Papoose went live and said straight up, "That man Eazy, he'd been plotting, using Remy to get through doors he couldn't even knock on by himself." And while all of this exploded online, Remy stayed silent, eerily silent. No tweets, no stories, no interviews, just quiet. Fans begged her to speak. Some defended her, others dragged her, but all waited for the storm she would surely respond with. But it never came. Because something even bigger dropped. Papoose, tired of the subliminals, tired of the lies, went live. The video was only 12 minutes long, but every second was pure fire. Dressed in black, sitting in a dark studio, Papoose didn't yell. He didn't scream, he spoke calmly. But every word cut like a blade. "I watched the woman I loved get taken advantage of right in front of my eyes. I stayed quiet, out of respect, out of love. But when you see a man smirk at your pain, use your queen to rise up while planning his exit. That ain't just personal, that's war." The internet froze. He continued, "I got no hate for Remy. She's a grown woman. But that man was never for her. He was for himself. And the truth, it's all gonna come out. I promise you that." Then he stood up, walked off screen, and the live ended. Just like that. People didn't know what to think. Emotions were high. Celebs started weighing in. Battle rap legends like Hitman Holla and Tay Roc tweeted cryptic messages. Female rappers posted support for Remy. And Eazy, he posted a selfie with the caption, "Never let a hater tell your story." That one post added fuel to an already raging inferno. Was Eazy admitting guilt, mocking Papoose, or just fanning the flames for attention? Whatever it was, it worked. Because that night, Papoose's team released what they called the first of many an alleged email thread between Eazy and a ghostwriter discussing how to flip Remy into a power move. One line read, "She's emotionally tied. All I gotta do is keep the attention. She'll do the rest." And just like that, the narrative flipped. Now the question wasn't, did Eazy love Remy? It became, was Remy played the entire time? And if so, how long had Papoose known, and what else is he sitting on? Because according to insiders, this is only the beginning. The internet couldn't breathe. After Papoose dropped the alleged email exposing Eazy's manipulative intentions, everything changed. This wasn't just speculation anymore, this was strategic deception. The very foundation of what fans thought was a real connection between Remy and Eazy had now been called into question. The once sweet story of a rising battle rapper catching the attention of a seasoned queen was unraveling, thread by thread, and what lay beneath the surface was nothing short of horrifying. Within minutes, fans were reposting every piece of evidence. From Papoose's camp, the supposed email thread, which included damning phrases like "clout ride" and "she thinks she's in control," went viral. By the end of the night, the hashtag Remy was trending on X, Instagram, and even TikTok, where content creators began dissecting every moment in Remy and Eazy's public timeline. Every video, every picture, every quote, they were all under a microscope now, and in the shadows, Remy Ma remained silent. But silence doesn't equal peace. Behind the scenes, Remy's world was collapsing. Close friends reportedly tried reaching out to her, only to be met with either tears, long silences, or "I can't talk right now." A member of her styling team anonymously revealed, "Remy's been off lately. She's second-guessing everything. And after that email leak, she's been replaying every conversation she ever had with Eazy. She's not okay." Meanwhile, Eazy's reaction was bizarrely calm. Instead of denying the accusations, he leaned into the chaos. he uploaded a cryptic freestyle to his Instagram story. In it, he rapped, "You ever love somebody that was never really yours? Now your name on blogs while they check in the scores." The caption, "I said what I said." That single clip sent shockwaves through the community. Was he admitting guilt, playing the victim, or just trolling the entire situation to stay in the headlines? Papoose, however, wasn't done. 2 days after his explosive live, Pap returned not on Instagram this time, but on YouTube. Sitting with a trusted podcast host, he opened up for the first time in depth, and what he said shattered any remaining illusions. This man came into our lives like a fan, said he respected our love, our marriage, our journey. He acted humble, played the little bro role. Meanwhile, he was watching, waiting, and planning. The host leaned in, shocked. "So you're saying it was never real?" Papoose nodded slowly. "It was never real. It was all a move, a hustle. He saw what we built and thought, how can I flip this into a win for me?" He didn't love her, he loved what she could do for his image. Papoose then dropped a bomb. He claimed to have voice recordings of conversations between Eazy and one of his industry mentors, where they allegedly discussed how to navigate Remy's emotions. One line, according to Pap, said, "If I gassed her up enough, she sign off on anything. Ain't nobody rocking with her like I do, she believe me, before she believes him." The room went silent. The host blinked in disbelief. "You got proof of that?" Papoose nodded again. "I've been saving everything, 'cause I knew one day, truth would need backup." At this point, the interview wasn't just emotional, it was explosive. Fans began demanding the full audio drop. Comment sections were flooded with, "Remy, wake up." Papoose held it down for years. Eazy is cancelled if those audios drop, but still Remy remained quiet, until she didn't. Late that night, Remy posted a black screen on her Instagram story with one line, "You ever been hurt so bad, you didn't even feel it right away?" That was all she said. But it was enough. Fans began speculating. Was this her confirming the betrayal? Was she now starting to accept the possibility that she was played? An insider from her camp shared anonymously, "She's going through it. She's been crying a lot. She feels betrayed by both men in different ways. She doesn't know who to trust, or what's even real anymore." Meanwhile, Eazy continued his silence, at least publicly, but sources close to him claimed he was furious that the emails and recordings were leaked and was threatening legal action. He said it's defamation, a source close to Eazy told us. He's saying Pap twisted the narrative and the emails were doctored, but that excuse didn't land well with fans. Because by now, another bombshell had dropped. A former associate of Eazy's came forward anonymously on a hip-hop blog, and what he revealed was chilling. "I used to be close with Eazy. He told me months ago, I got Remy in my pocket. I thought he was joking at first, but then he showed me messages. Stuff I shouldn't have seen. I didn't say anything back then, but after seeing what Papoose dropped, I can't stay quiet anymore." The blog released screenshots of alleged D-Miswin in which Eazy reportedly bragged, "Watch me flip this into a label deal. Ain't nobody guiding her like I am." Now, it wasn't just Papoose versus Eazy, it was the entire industry watching, choosing sides, and reevaluating who they really believed. And in the middle of it all, Remy Ma, and for the first time in years, she wasn't standing next to Pap. She wasn't smiling on a red carpet. She wasn't defending her man or clapping back at blogs. She was just Dylan. Maybe that silence was louder than any statement she could have made. But that silence wasn't going to last forever, because just when the smoke started to settle, a viral video surfaced, footage from weeks prior that had been sitting quietly on someone's phone until now. The video, filmed outside a New York lounge, showed Eazy and an unidentified woman laughing, talking closely, and then kissing. The timestamp, a week before his last public appearance with Remy. Fans lost it. Screenshots flooded Twitter. Threads exploded on Reddit. TikTokers were quick to analyze the footage, slow it down, zoom in, compare hand tattoos, and yes, it was clearly Eazy. No denying it. Remy's silence shattered. She deleted every single photo of Eazy from her page. That move alone. Louder than words. Then hours later, without warning, she went live. Sitting in her car, no makeup, hoodie on, eyes red and swollen. Remy looked straight into the camera. Her voice cracked, but she spoke with raw honesty. I don't know what's real anymore. I believed in something. Maybe too fast, maybe too blindly. I ain't perfect, but I never thought I'd be the fool in the story." Her live didn't last more than 4 minutes. She didn't name names. She didn't deny or confirm the emails, the DMs, the voice notes, but she did say one thing that hit fans hard. "I gave up something real. For something that felt real. I don't even know if I can look myself in the mirror right now." The comments poured in. "She's broken. She finally sees it." Papoose warned her, and she didn't listen. And then, as if the universe wasn't done yet, Papoose reposted her live on his story and added 3 words, "Now you know." That simple post shattered any last hope that the two would reconcile quietly behind closed doors. No, this was all-out war. A painful public unraveling of a love triangle built on confusion, deceit, and misplaced loyalty. As fans brace for what's coming next, one thing is clear: the truth has shattered the fairy tale, and what comes next might break the internet all over again. The digital world was still gasping for air. Remy's heartbreaking live, those puffy eyes, that cracked voice, the confession of misplaced trust, had sent shockwaves through fans, bloggers, and celebrities alike. But while some thought the drama had reached its peak, Papoose had other plans. The next morning, without warning, he dropped the full voice recordings. No interview, no teaser, no countdown, just a post on his official YouTube channel titled, Unedited, The Truth Behind Eazy The Block Captain, and in the thumbnail, a blurred-out image of Eazy talking on the phone with the word exposed in red letters across the screen. The video was just under 7 minutes, but those 7 minutes, they burned the internet to ashes. The audio began with static. Then a voice, undeniably Eazy's, spoke. "Bro, I told you. She don't even see it. She thinks I'm all in, but this ain't no love story. This is strategy." Then another male voice laughed. "So what's the endgame, man? Simple. Get her to co-sign my tour, open a few doors, maybe that label plug she always talking about. When it's done, I bounce." Gasps, shock, betrayal. This wasn't just manipulation, it was cold, calculated exploitation. And the worst part, he said it with zero remorse. Fans couldn't believe their ears. In another segment of the call, Eazy was heard mocking Papoose directly. "He thinks she's still loyal. She's on my time now. She just don't realize it yet." It was venomous, disrespectful, and painfully clear. Remy Ma had been used, and the man who loved her most had the receipts. Within hours, every gossip blog, hip-hop podcast, and even mainstream entertainment outlets picked up the story. Headlines splashed across screens. Papoose delivers the final blow. Eazy's dirty game exposed. Audio confirms what Remy feared. She was just a pawn. Hashtag Team PAPOOSE trends as fans demand Eazy's industry exile. Fans flooded Eazy's pages with snake emojis, hate comments, and tags calling him out. Some even began pulling footage from earlier interviews where Eazy praised Remy, labeling them Oscar-worthy performances. But while the world turned against Eazy, Remy was spiraling in private. According to a close friend, Remy was absolutely destroyed after hearing the tapes. She was shaking. She couldn't believe it. Like, she really thought this guy cared about her. She kept saying, "I ruined everything for this." The friend revealed that Remy hadn't spoken to Papoose directly since her live. Not because she was angry, but because she was ashamed. She feels like she betrayed the only person who ever truly had her back. But Pap, he wasn't holding grudges, just truths. The day after the leak, he posted a simple message on Twitter. "Love don't die. It just steps back when it's not." Respected, cryptic, deep, and oddly hopeful. Some fans began speculating. Was Papoose still open to forgiving Remy? Others weren't so sure, especially after a new video surfaced, this time of Remy at a studio, talking to someone off camera. The audio was muffled, but the words were clear. "Enough. I let my ego blind me. I thought I was in control. But he played me." She paused, biting her lip. "I threw away loyalty for attention." Though she never said names, the fans knew who she was talking about. But as the emotional storm continued swirling, behind closed doors, a real confrontation was brewing. An insider from the studio where Remy was recording leaked that she had requested a private sit-down with Eazy. No cameras, no entourage, number 2 friends, just the two of them. And it happened 2 nights later at a discreet location in Queens. What went down in that room? Only 3 people know: Remy, Eazy, and the studio tech who accidentally left the microphone hot. Yup, we got parts of the conversation. Here's what allegedly went down. The room was tense. Remy stood near the wall, arms crossed, hoodie up. Eazy walked in, trying to act casual, but his smirk faded the moment he saw her face. "So, you believe all that?" he said. Remy's voice was low, firm. "Don't play with me, Eazy. That was your voice, your words." He looked down. "You wasn't supposed to hear that, but I did." She stepped closer, eyes narrowing. "Was any of it real?" Eazy hesitated. Then, with an arrogant shrug, he muttered, "At first, maybe, but the game is the game." Boom. That line, "the game is the game," would become infamous on the internet. It encapsulated the cold, heartless strategy he'd used and confirmed that Remy had, in fact, been nothing more than a calculated move in his climb. Remy's voice cracked. "You embarrassed me. You humiliated me. I lost my family for you." Eazy raised his eyebrows, emotionless. "You made your own choices." Then he turned to leave, but not before saying one final line: "Don't hate the player." And just like that, he was gone. That same night, Remy vanished from social media. She deactivated her Instagram, disappeared from Twitter, and even canceled 2 upcoming appearances. Fans were left wondering, had this broken her completely? Meanwhile, Eazy, he went live. And it was cold. Sitting in his car, shades on, smirking, he said, "A lot of y'all switching up quick, but I ain't mad. Y'all only loyal to drama anyway." He didn't address the audio. He didn't mention Remy. He just nodded to the camera, then ended the live. The audacity. But that wasn't the end, because Papoose made one final move. At a surprise appearance during a battle rap event in Brooklyn, Papoose came on stage not to rap, but to speak. The crowd went wild when he grabbed the mic, and silence fell over the venue. I know y'all expecting bars, but right now, I just got truth. Then, looking directly into the camera, he delivered a chilling message. To every man watching, don't ever be afraid to call out disrespect. And to every woman watching, if he only claps for you when you can help him, but disappears when you need help, that ain't love. As Leakchin, the crowd erupted, and at home fans were moved. Hashtag Protect Papoose began trending. Fans praised his loyalty, his restraint, and his strength through heartbreak. They begged him to take Remy back. Others urged him to walk away forever. And Remy, she remained silent. But days later, in an unexpected twist, a joint statement was posted to both her and Papoose's old management team's website. The statement read, "The past few months have been challenging, painful, public, but healing. Doesn't always happen in the spotlight. We ask for privacy as we navigate this chapter. Thank you to those who've shown love, not just an applause, but an understanding." No mention of Eazy, no mention of reconciliation. But it confirmed one thing: Remy and Papoose were speaking again. And that alone gave fans hope. Still, there were rumors swirling. Some insiders claimed Papoose had already moved out. Others said he and Remy were attending therapy. A few even reported that Remy had filed for a restraining order against Eazy not because of physical danger, but to legally distance herself from the man who had torched her world. And just when people thought the saga was over, another leak surfaced. A blurry photo. Two silhouettes at a private rooftop dinner in Manhattan. One figure, clearly the other, allegedly, a mystery woman. The blogs lit up. Who was she? A rebound? A new love? Remy had yet to comment, but fans were now split. Some said, good for Pap, he deserves better. Others pleaded, no, their soulmates don't give up. Whatever comes next. One thing is crystal clear, the fairy tale is over, and now, it's time to pick up the pieces. The rooftop photo of Papoose with the mystery woman spread across the internet like wildfire. One grainy image, one quiet dinner, and the world was set ablaze. Speculation ignited instantly. Some blogs claimed she was an old flame from Papoose. Past others said she was a low-key music executive Pap had met during his recent press run. A few even suggested she was just a business partner and the meeting was innocent. But Remy Ma, she saw that picture and everything inside her cracked open. According to someone close to her camp, Remy had been in a vulnerable space. Therapy sessions had just started. She was finally admitting how deeply manipulated she'd been by Eazy. And just as she gathered the courage to reach out to Pap, again that image surfaced. She called me crying. The source revealed. She was like, he's already moved on, and I'm still here trying to fix this. For the first time, Remy Ma was the one left behind. And while fans debated whether Papoose had a right to move on, Remy was getting ready to make a public move of her own. She called up Angie Martinez. Yes, the Angie Martinez legendary host and longtime friend to both Remy and Pap. And what happened next? It shook the culture to its core. The interview aired 2 days later. No teaser, no trailer. Just the headline, Remy Ma, my truth in the first 5 minutes. Remy didn't cry. She didn't break. She looked directly into the camera and said, I'm not here to be pitied. I'm not here to blame everything on someone else. I'm here to admit that I messed up. The silence in that studio was thunderous. She went on, I let someone into my space who didn't deserve it. I let the flattery cloud my vision. And I hurt someone who never gave up on me even when I gave him every reason to. When Angie asked about the rooftop dinner photo, Remy didn't dodge. I saw it and it hurt. But that man has every right to find peace even if it's not with me. But the real bombshell came 20 minutes in. Angie leaned forward and asked, do you still love Papoose? Without hesitation, Remy said, yes, with everything in me, and I'm not giving up. The internet went wild. Hashtag Remy fights. Hashtag fix this love. Hashtag she, AINT. Done yet, it was the first time since the scandal began that Remy was publicly fighting for her marriage. And the fans were divided. Some felt it was too little, too late. Others praised her for finally taking accountability. But while Remy was on her redemption path, Eazy, the block captain, was spiraling. The fallout from Papoose's audio leak was still hammering his reputation. He lost 2 brand sponsorships. A scheduled appearance on a rap battle card was mysteriously pulled. His own label, according to insiders, had gone radio silent. And the final nail in the coffin: an unexpected lawsuit. Remy Ma's team filed legal paperwork accusing Eazy of intentional emotional distress, defamation through manipulation, and exploitation for financial gain. The documents, later leaked by a media outlet, claimed that Eazy used false pretenses of romantic interest to access Reminisce Mackey's brand connections and personal finances. In short, she was suing him for using her. Eazy didn't take it lightly. He hopped on Instagram Live, pacing in his apartment, eyes wide, voice sharp. "So now I'm the bad guy. Y'all ain't see the DMIs she was sending me." Then he pulled out a second phone and waved it on camera. "Y'all want the truth? I got the screenshots." She wasn't no victim, she knew what it was, but just as he was about to reveal something his live cut out, Instagram shut it down for terms violation. But the drama, it was already viral. Remy's legal team responded swiftly. They released a statement saying, "Mr. Eazy, the Block Captain, has continued to engage in defamatory behavior, violating both the legal agreement and basic human decency. Any further leaks will be pursued legally." And while this legal tug-of-war played out, Remy made a move that stunned everyone. She showed up at one of Papoose's speaking events, yes, and announced he was giving a talk at a youth center in Newark about loyalty, love, and lessons learned. Midway through, as he was speaking about not letting betrayal define your identity, the back door opened. Remy Ma walked in. The audience gasped. Cameras clicked. Pap paused mid-sentence. Their eyes locked, and for a moment you could hear a pin drop. She didn't say anything. She just sat down, quiet, intent, respectful, and Pap. He didn't storm out. He didn't lash out. He continued his speech. "Sometimes, the people who hurt us are the same ones who need our love the most." At the end of the event, Pap walked up to Remy. They hugged, not passionately, not romantically, but deeply, and someone caught it all on camera. The video spread like wildfire, two broken souls trying to heal, right in front of the world. Hashtag Papandremy, hashtag real love still exists, hashtag pain to power. And while fans speculated whether they were reconciling, Eazy the Block Captain dropped one final bomb. He posted a cryptic tweet, "Funny how y'all forget who put who on. Truth's cumin, don't choke." An hour later, his entire Twitter account was deleted. Why? Insiders say Papoose's legal team sent a cease and desist with potential criminal evidence that could bury Eazy once and for all. The rumor, Eazy had secretly recorded multiple phone conversations with Remy, including some where she confessed things about past relationships, contracts, and even family conflicts. But here's the catch. New York state law prohibits recording calls. Without consent, if proven, this would turn Eazy's situation from a PR nightmare to a legal disaster. And then, it happened. A second woman came forward. An up-and-coming rapper named Lissa Love claimed Eazy had also emotionally manipulated her while allegedly dating Remy. "He told me he was only using her to get signed. I didn't believe him until he started sending me her contacts, asking who he should pitch to. Screenshots, emails, voice notes, all leaked." Eazy, the Block Captain, was no longer just a controversial figure. He was now an industry pariah. In a matter of weeks, he went from rising star to scandal magnet. And Remy, she was done hiding. She went live on her backup page. Face bare, no glam. Just raw. "I gave that man everything, and he took it and tried to destroy me. But what he didn't break was my spirit. And as for Papoose, if you're watching this, thank you for never turning your back." Then she ended with something fans will never forget. "I don't know where this story ends, but I know it starts with me finally loving myself." The comments flooded with support. Fans begged Pap to forgive her. Others told her to focus on her healing. But all agreed. This woman was finding her voice again. Meanwhile, Papoose was spotted with the same mystery woman, but this time, with Remy standing beside him. Paparazzi snapped the trio outside of a charity gala, smiling. No drama, no shout themselves. But what about Eazy? Well, in the final twist of this chapter, his official accounts disappeared one by one. Twitter, gone. Instagram, wiped clean. TikTok, vanished. Sources say he retreated from public life, possibly to avoid mounting lawsuits and label blacklisting. One insider claimed he was laying low in Houston, trying to rebrand under a different alias. But the culture had spoken. Remy Ma rose again. Papoose never folded. And Eazy, he was erased. It had been 3 weeks since Eazy the Block Captain vanished from social media. No posts, no lives, no sneak disses, just digital silence. But that didn't stop the streets from talking. Rumors were swirling like wildfire. Some said he had fled to Atlanta to start a new career under a different name. Others whispered that a major label had dropped him entirely and paid him to disappear to avoid a bigger scandal. But what no one expected was what Remy Ma did next. She invited Papoose to dinner. Not just any dinner. It was the same restaurant where Pap had proposed to her over a decade ago. The quiet rooftop garden lit with candles and surrounded by views of the Manhattan skyline. Only this time, Remy was the one holding the ring box. She booked the rooftop, arranged the flowers, and even brought Pap's favorite wine. And when he arrived wearing the same suit from their engagement day, he was stunned. She stood up and said, "You've always been the one. And even when I broke what we had, you never tried to break me in return. So this time, I want to ask you, will you marry me again in our terms?" Papoose stared at her for a moment, tears threatening to fall. Then he said, "Yes, I never stopped saying yes, Yvonne, when I had to say it in silence." They embraced, and cameras caught it all. Yes, Remy had invited a media crew to document the moment, not for clout, but to own the narrative. She said it best in her interview afterward. People love watching us fall, but they rarely get to see what rising again looks like. I wanted to give that back, not just to us but to every couple that's ever been broken and still chose love. Hashtag Remy and Pap. Hashtag love heals. Hashtag second chances are real. The internet exploded with positivity. For once, it wasn't about the drama. It was about hope. But as always, peace never lasts long in the world of reality. Because, just as Remy and Pap's engagement clip hit 4 million views on YouTube, Eazy made his return. Not through a live stream, not with a post, but with a full-blown documentary titled The Truth Behind Remy and Pap, Eazy's Untold Story. The trailer dropped out of nowhere on Vimeo. Gritty, intense, and shockingly revealing. The clip opened with audio of Remy saying, "If they ever find out how far this really went, I'll lose everything." Then it cut to Eazy's voice. She played the victim. "But I wasn't the one who kept receipts." Boom. Drama reignited. People were confused. Was this fake? Was it AI-generated? Was Eazy bluffing again? Turns out, he wasn't. The full documentary dropped at midnight and featured never-before-seen clips, alleged voice notes, and one particularly damning piece. A screen recording of a private FaceTime where Remy allegedly told Eazy, "Pap and I, we've been distant for years. What we show the world ain't real anymore." Fans were shocked. Was this before the affair? During? After? And worse, did Remy really lead both men on? The backlash was instant. Some defended her. People say wild things when they're in pain. Doesn't mean she meant it. Others tore her down. All this time she was just playing both sides. And Papoose, he went dark. No posts, no comments, no statements. Until he was spotted at an open mic event in Brooklyn reading a poem. The words, devastating. "You built a house in my chest, then left it for a motel room with leaky ceilings. I forgave you, not because you deserved it, but because I refused to carry your sins in my soul any longer." The crowd stood in silence. And just like that, it was clear Pap was hurting again. Not long after, fans noticed something strange. Remy had deleted the video of their re-engagement. All traces of the event gone. No statements were made. No tweets, no interviews. But behind the scenes, the storm was growing. Sources close to Remy revealed she was blindsided by the documentary drop. She believed Eazy had deleted all footage and agreed legally to cease contact. But he had one more card up his sleeve, and that wasn't all. Because shortly after the doc aired, a mysterious woman came forward. Her name, Kayla Reese, a DJ in Philly and Eazy's alleged real girlfriend of 4 years, who claimed she and Eazy were still together the entire time he was involved with Remy Ma. He never loved her. She was a move, a big one. He told me he had to get inside her world to blow up. And then he said he'd destroy her before he walked away. Broke. She showed text messages, photos, even clips of private parties where Eazy joked about finessing a Grammy nominee. And in one clip Eazy said, "Once I drop my tape with her on the hook, I'm out. Pap can have her back." It was brutal, and now the narrative had flipped again. Remy, who fans thought may have played both men, was suddenly back in the position of the betrayed. She was a pawn in a bigger game, one journalist tweeted, and the player, Eazy The Block Captain. The world was exhausted. People begged for a resolution, and then Papoose gave it to them. He dropped a freestyle. No beat, no visuals. Just black screen and lyrics. And the bars. Legendary. They call me loyal, like it's a weakness. Like stittin' 10 toes makes you speechless. I loved a queen who let the court jester in. But I still wear the crown, I'm the last one to sin. The line that broke the internet. Eazy thought he ran game until the player got benched by a king. Mike dropped, hip-hop blogs lit up. Abro tweeted, "Papoose really walked through fire and came out rhyming. Respect." Charlemagne commented, "If maturity was a man, his name would be Papoose." And Remy, she released a short Instagram reel, just her, sitting on a bench in Central Park. No makeup, hoodie up. Caption, "Lesson learned, scars healed, soul growing." Hashtag still standing. The final scene of this saga came not on stage. Not in an interview but in the most unexpected place. A children's book reading at a Bronx library. Papoose was the guest. He arrived solo.com, poised. Midway through, a little girl asked, "Do you believe in second chances?" Pap paused, then smiled gently and said, "Only if the apology is real, and the growth is louder than the pain." And that was it. No public reconciliation, no wedding redo, no new drama. Just the people, Remy and Papoose, who survived the storm, whether they walked away together or apart. The world never found out. Remy focused on her health and advocacy. Papoose went back to mentoring youth and writing. And Eazy faded. No new music, no new interviews. No one answered his calls. The culture had moved on. But one thing remained in everyone's mind. Was this all preventable? Or just the price of playing with loyalty in a world full of egos? Only time would tell. Woo, what a whirlwind. From rooftop dinners and shocking proposals to leaked documentaries and emotional breakdowns, this saga gave us everything: loyalty, betrayal, redemption, and a powerful reminder of how quickly love can become war in the spotlight. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think Papoose should have taken Remy back? Was Eazy the Block Captain the true villain, or just a product of the industry? And most importantly, do you think Remy has truly learned her lesson? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Make sure you like this video if you were glued from beginning to end. Subscribe for more exclusive exposés, celebrity breakdowns, and deep dives into your favorite stars' most shocking scandals. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss the TB, because when it spills, we'll be the first to bring it to your screen. Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and always watch your back in the game of love, fame, and betrayal. This story may be ending, but the drama never really stops. Never really stops.